Okay, hey everyone, Ken here, website designer who works with coaches like career coaches, health coaches, there are executive coaches, life coaches, all kinds. Yeah, traditionally, well, not traditionally, but not necessarily the sporting kind, although I have had plenty of sports coaches, trainers, and tennis coach and stuff like that, and a running coach a couple times. But a lot of times I'm working with coaches like in life and personal coaches, in the office, executive coaches, those kinds of coaches. They use the coaching approach in non-sports kinds of things. But I'm a web designer. Those are my clients. And in this video, what I want to do is keep it short, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then just share with you some of the design thoughts that go into what I do and tips for using the Kadence theme because a lot of the people that I hang out with are Kadence users and often new to WordPress website creation, new to the Kadence theme. So I'm going to point out some Kadence theme stuff as well as thought process for branding and promoting and getting your message out as a coach. Okay, so I guess there are two groups of people I'm speaking to: the coaches who want to have a great business, and maybe some of the coaches who are building their own websites as well as just general Cadence WordPress users. But I think this is gonna be a fun video, and I'm gonna keep it maybe 5 to 10 minutes. It's good just beginning thoughts as you develop a website. Let me dive in. Okay, so in front of me is the makings of a new website, and what I like to do first with websites for the coaches who I build for is get a good picture of them, get their message together, what they're trying to say, get some of the colors together, the call to action. So you can see in front of me, touch base with Barbara. This could be request a call, book a call, get in touch, contact. There's different wording you can use. And depending on the brand for your clients or for your website, there'll be different kinds of ways to say different things just to fit your vibe and fit your message. So this is what I like to create first to just make sure I'm in the right realm of how it feels, what we're trying to say, and that my clients feel good about the direction we're going in. And this I can whip up in an hour or two, depending on what materials I have. And into this page goes a good photo, some wording, a font choice, a few different colors, the call to action. I like a big text and then a small text to really spell out um, what the coach is offering to the clients. So in this case, Barbara, her clients, they're feeling incongruent with the way they're living. So basically, they're living in a way that just they're not happy with. It doesn't feel like who they are. Maybe things have changed in life. Maybe it's time they make a change that they've been meaning to make a long time ago, and they want to live more richly in experiences, feel more fulfilled, have deeper meaning in what they do, and experience more joy in their daily lives. They're probably dreading their days at work. That's often a common one, and yeah, that's where the realm she is working and helping people in. And the way she does it is different. She's spirituality stuff, some counseling, guidance. She has different sets of tools to do it. Okay, so this is what I like to create. This is what I've created so far. Her previous website is here. And incidentally, this is one I built eons ago, maybe 10 plus years ago. And the theme that it was on kind of isn't supported anymore. It's actually the Canvas theme by Woo Themes. Woo Themes went more into their WooCommerce stuff and didn't support this theme anymore. But it's held, it's over the test of time. But you can see it's a bit narrow, doesn't really fill the current resolution of screens. Um, and the header is a bit different. I think she switched to a different theme, but no, it was like 10 plus years ago we did this. And I think it was pretty good way back then. And it's still decent. It holds, but you can see, it's not sizing right. What she does, she's doing more speaking these days. We need to get that across. The menu is obviously here in the middle, and more. I think a better menu approach is it across the top, so you can easily get around and know where it is. Menu across. I haven't done the menu on this little sample, but you would imagine it's across the top. Some of the modern design styles, you have like a big image, hero image, and you have big text to go with it. And it doesn't have to be that way, but it is a pretty good way to start for someone to experience when they come to the homepage. So it's pretty good so far. You can do homepages different ways, um, but you want to get your message across, why people should be there, get them to go into your site. What your call to actions are, and the such. Okay, so this is what I like to create, and now what I'm going to do is show you the Kadence theme, a bit inside WordPress on how to create this layout. Because I know there's some techies and newbies who are trying to create a simple layout where there's two columns, some text on the left, the right image on the right, and if I scale it, I here's what it would look like on a tablet. It still holds nicely. There she is, text on the left, looks great. If I go further on a mobile device, I have it switch to her image above and then the text below it. And this is nice on a mobile device because you can imagine right now on a phone, it'd be something like this. And then you can, on a phone, when you land on the homepage, you can see her face, you can see the message, you can see Barbara. It'd be good to have her name on here. Her logo is Barbara Sumner, which is her name. So that'll go up at the top with the menu. But as you can see, here's the mobile layout, what it's going to look like. And here's the tablet, and here's the desktop, which I mostly designed for laptops view. So those are the three main views people would see it, and it all holds very nicely. So how do you do this with Kadence, with a theme, with the Kadence theme and the Kadence blocks, basically Kadence. So I'm going to go into the back end of WordPress and show you what that looks like and how I made this layout. Okay, so essentially, for those of you using the Kadence theme, let me just show this in here. For those of you using the Kadence theme, what I have set up, and if those of you who are new to WordPress and are not familiar with the Kadence theme or the WordPress environment, essentially the WordPress environment is using blocks to build a page. And on this page, I have a row. So let me go. I'll do piece by piece. I'm going to do this, the desktop view. I like designing for the desktop first and then do the tablet and the mobile afterwards. Here's a desktop view. And so if I click in here, I click into the, basically with these blocks, wherever you click, you'll see the hierarchy of blocks down below. So I've clicked basically on her face. If I click on her face, it's a section, it's part of a row layout. If I click at the bottom is the hierarchy of items of the blocks. So basically you can stack blocks or nest them into each other. If I click on this row layout, and basically I'm going to assume that you understand some of the basics of the Kadence blocks. I'm going to make a little bit of an assumption there because I have a lot of people who I teach how to use Kadence they have the basics of. So I'm going to be speaking to you, assuming you have a basics of Kadence. Kadence has a thing called the row layout. And if I click on it down here, to the right is the block of row layout with various options you can set for it. So it's essentially a 2-column block. And on the left is the left section of it. It's just text on top of a semi-transparent background. There's an advanced text here, so I can get the font in there. There's another text here, another advanced text for basic text. And then there's the button, an advanced button in the Kadence theme. So it's just text, button, and it's in a section. That section I did give a semi-transparent background. If I click on style, you can see the background is 60% of this beige color. So it's a light background. Basically, I do that so that the black is easier to read. If you don't have a background, if you don't have like a softened background, then text on top of an image becomes very hard to read. So you want, make the background, if I made it pure white, it'd be very easy to read. But then it feels a bit choppy, but that's actually quite nice too. I can just make it 80% of that. This is the alpha. You can change this and you get a percentage of it. That's pretty good too. Maybe that's the best, 7. Now it's getting debatable, but if it's long as it's readable, it's good. So it's just a 2-column layout. The left it's the layout. Oh, let me just show you the what I also did set is the, let me go to advanced. The height of this row I've set to 70% of the viewing height, VH, the viewing height. So if I go back to here, this this height of this row is 70% of the entire screen. Okay, so I like it to be the most dominant item on here. So that's 70% vertical height. That's what I did for the minimum height. And then what else did I do? I did the row, the width of the row is that's part of the layout, I believe. I just set it to 1200 because of my design. That's I set it to 1200. I think my entire thing is 1280. I think it might be the default width of a Kadence. When you start setting things up, is 1280. I just made it 1200 to take up most of the screen. I could probably just make it 100%. Um, although if it's on a massive screen, like let's say you have a Mac screen that's one of those massive screens, they might get stretched out wide. So I'd have to check it out there first. But I put it 1200 because that I know that that's going to be pretty good. And then if it's on a massive screen, it'll stop at 1200. Mostly I design for laptops and small monitor screens and cell phones. Those are the ones people use the most. Tablets, yes, and massive screens, yes. But I think people with massive screens also, if they're looking at something, they're not having their browser fully scaled out. It's just they have multiple windows going on their massive screens. So this is pretty good. And when you design things, you trying to get every last viewing size, space, everything is just you can go mad. So you want to go for your main areas of what you're designing for to be very good. Okay, so again, this is just a row with text on the left, and the image here, I should talk to you about that. The image is just a background image on the row. So here's the row. I've selected the row down here in the hierarchy, and the background, if I go here to advanced, to your layout, simply style, simply it's just an image of her. Now I have this little thing as the focal point. So when I resize the screen, it keeps this to the center as much as possible. This is the focal area. What I do, what you don't know, and what I do, and it's something you can figure out for yourself, is this image that I have from her. I cropped at twice the width of where is it? Okay, I cropped twice as wide as it is tall. That's what I'm sticking to when I create this hero image. When I go here, this image in the background is twice as wide as it is tall. And when I do that, I know that when I scale it down and I pull it to the left, on a tablet, it'll just stay. It's fine. It'll work. I have her face on either the right or left half, and then the other side is just going to be something neutral. In fact, I do this for my website as well, coaching sites that work. And when you design websites, you start making more and more of them. And if you have a niche and you're doing the same design for each client, or if you have clients with similar like design needs, like mine, so it's a person, and so the right is nothing. Then you can have like a template or like rules to follow, I should say. Templates, yeah, it's your template, it's your approach, it's your secret formula, it's your style, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I have my images 2x1, and I should say in Kadence that I've set this image to cover the backgrounds. Where is it? Oh yeah, cover here. Background image size, you cover it. So this image is going to cover whatever space is here. So as I shrink it, the image is going to cover that. If I were to change it to the other options, contain and auto, then contain kind of forces the image within the spacing. I'm not going to go over that too much. I think you can figure that out. But cover is what I do with this image so that it will always cover the space that I need to. Yeah, that's tough for another day. Mostly, what I'm trying to do is give you the layout idea. Anyway, so I do use cover there, and on the right section, I just do nothing. Just leave it. Don't have to do anything with it. Also, I did on this row. I do have it. This vertical alignment is set to the middle. Okay. I think that's really all there is to it. It's not that hard, um, but those are the main settings I do to keep it, so it scales right. So if I pull it left, it's pretty good. Tablet, it's still pretty good. And then I'll talk about the mobile next. The mobile, I've tried many times to try to get to scale fully for mobile. When I do, mobile is really just a single column design. Making multiple columns on a mobile device on a handheld phone it's very clumsy. It doesn't really work well because it's a small screen. Vertical column, a single column of content works really well. So putting stuff left and right of each other is not really. I don't find it. I find it a pain in the ass. Let's put it that way. And people are used to mobile, just like, oh, great, it's a vertical line. There's that. There's this. You thumb up, thumb down. That's mobile life. And so what I did was so for this row, I have on the advanced tab the visibility. I don't show this row on a mobile. This row is only for desktops and tablets. And instead, I created another row below this first one. This one's for mobile only. So if I go to the advanced and I look at the visibility, I have to click on row down here to make sure I'm looking at the row settings. I have the visibility set to, let me get that again. This row here, and sorry, 1 second. Let's make sure I got this properly selected. So this is the bottom row, which you can see by the blue bounding box, covers the image and the text and the button. So that row, I have visibility. I'm hiding on the desktop and tablet. I thought that was ticked before. I think something went weird. Here like this. Something weird going on with my editing environment. Maybe I have two open or something. I could have sworn that was hidden on. Anyways, I'm experiencing a little bit of. Yep, I'm experiencing a little bit of gremlins going on that I'm not sure what it is. The woes of coding. But let's go back anyway. So this row, this bottom area is just hidden on tablet and mobile and tablet and desktop. So it shows on the mobile. So the bottom row is the same content, but just in vertical format, image and just two pieces of text straight up. I do add some spacing, and I center it, but you get the idea. This is not hard to do. This is just a single row, a single column row layout. So it's just a row layout it's not left or right or anything. It's just one column. As you make it, just make it one column, and then here's an image, and then there's a text and a text and a text. Let me update this because I just tweaked it, and let me just reload this page. Okay, we're going to preview this in a new tab. Let's close Facebook down. Let's put a space hog. So here's the desktop, and if I squeeze it down, the desktop disappears and the mobile shows up, and it's good. Her face, even if it's to the right, a little white space here, it's dramatic. It's cool. And here's the text, and here's the button. So here's the mobile. So you have the mobile working and the desktop working. You have the two column format here working, and hero image, dramatic content, fills the page nicely, works on mobile tablets. Yeah. So I hope that was helpful in understanding the row layout and making a nice layout like this. And also in the beginning, I talked about when I create websites for coaches, what I aim to get done quickly, so I can make sure we're in the right direction. And my clients, if you get this sorted out, clients like, yeah, that feels good. That's what I want to say. Get the wording down, a button and a good image, and it's positioned right, and clients can get excited. And you can maybe throw some text down here to start, or some other stuff down here to start showing them more of what's coming on the page. Okay. Let me try and pull my face up here and wrap this up. Yep. So to all my coaches who are following, and if you're doing it yourself, hope it's going well. I hope this was useful to see kind of some of the design considerations maybe you can make for your designs. And for those of you who are new to the Kadence theme in one of my Kadence groups, I know a lot of you struggle with the row layout and getting things to look good. And yeah, it's a bit of work. I hope this was helpful for you too. Love to hear from everyone. Any comments and thoughts of what you found helpful, useful video would be great. Just post down below. Look forward to hearing from you. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever, wherever this video shows up. Do what you got to do. Okay, until next time. See ya.